Okay, my computer cut me off. So picking back up where we were, I just spoke about the I do, and we went through that, and I was getting ready to talk to you about the you do. Before we do the you do, let's look at number 3 on page 52. This is one that we would do together, so we're going to talk through this one. 2 5th grade students had a running race. It took one student 2 minutes to run from one end of the playground to the other. It took the other student 98 seconds. How much faster was the second student's time? So we're talking about minutes and seconds. For this problem, we want to be able to convert between minutes and seconds. So you want to ask yourself, how many seconds are in a minute? Well, I know that there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. So we'll write down our notes. 60 seconds equals 1 minute. Okay. And then the other student, so we see this person ran for 2 minutes. So if 60 seconds equals 1 minute, I know that I'm going to take 62 times. So 60 times 2 is 120, because I can do my extended fact of 6 times 2, which is 12, and add on that 0. So 120 seconds equals 2 minutes. And now I can compare. I can see that this student was 120 seconds, where this student was 98 seconds. For this problem, I'm going to take 120, and we're going to subtract 98 seconds from this. 120 minus 98 seconds, and you will get your answer. And so if we click on here, and let's delete that. You're also going to see the try this. But you'll see 120, or 2 times 60 minus 98 is 22 seconds. So the second student was 22 seconds faster, or the first student was 22 seconds slower. Number 4, while we're here, this was a try this. Restaurant chef has 5 pounds of steak. He wants to cut it into 8-ounce portions to serve the customers. How many 8-ounce portions can he make? He can make 10, because you would take 5 times 16 ounces, because 1 pound is 16 ounces. So he would take 5 times 16, because we see we have 5 pounds. So he has 5 pounds of steak, and he wants to cut it up into 8-ounce portions. So he would take that 5 pounds and divide it into 8, and he could have 10 portions. So now what I would like you to do is to go back up to number 1. A dairy worker has 12 gallons of milk. She wants to pour it into 1-quart containers. You need to first ask yourself how many quarts are in 1 gallon. Then you need to ask yourself how many quarts are in 12 gallons. And then how many quarts of milk does the dairy worker have altogether? And then write an expression to model that, just like we did for 2, 3, and 4. So for number 1 again, how many quarts are in a gallon? How many quarts are in 12 gallons? I want you to look at question B and C and figure out, what are they both asking? Are they asking different questions or asking the same? Pause your video here, complete number 1, and come back and check your work. All right. Now that you've completed your work, okay, there are 4 quarts in 1 gallon. And since there are 4 quarts in 1 gallon, there are 48 quarts in 12, because we would take 4 times 12. And when I asked you earlier if B and C were asking different questions or similar questions, they were actually asking the exact same question, because up here it says the dairy worker has 12 gallons. So the dairy worker had the same as B. And that expression is what we just said. We would take 12 gallons times 4 quarts to get 48 quarts. So today was using what we've been working on again, unit conversions within the U.S. customary to solve multi-step problems. We can write and interpret numerical expressions, and then also continue working on multi-digit whole numbers and decimals to the hundredths, along with measurements and practicing our multiplication. So now that you have the 2.6 lesson and journal pages completed, it is now time to move over to your independent work.